Angels Care Home Health, serving Hayes and the surrounding areas, is a Medicare-certified home health agency providing quality skilled nursing and restorative therapy services to patients in their homes.
I would recommend Angel Care to anybody. They have really helped me regain my strength.
Angels Care is there to help 24 hours a day, and all services are covered 100% by Medicare for patients who are eligible. Angels Care Home Health. We serve patients.
I couldn't have survived this without Angels Care.
Eagle Community Television presents Community Connection with your host, Mike Cooper.
Hello and welcome again to Community Connection from Eagle Community Television. Thanks for watching, and thanks to our producer, Jeff Durall. We're poolside at the Hayes Aquatic Park with the director of the Hayes Recreation Commission, Roger Bixenman, who is now in his 9th year of director.
Right.
And preceding that, like 23 years with the Rec Commission.
23 total. It's gone by fast, I tell you what. And we've grown a lot since I first started back in '92. So.
Oh, and this is a perfect example of growth, I think, Roger.
For sure.
We are poolside, so let's start with the Hayes Aquatic Park. How's the season going so far?
It got off to a little shaky start. You know, we started Memorial Weekend, which was around May 23rd, is that Saturday, and we weren't open Saturday or Sunday because of the weather.
Temperature was about 50 degrees.
Yeah, it was nice and cool. It felt like fall weather. But then Monday of Memorial Day, we opened up at like 2:30 and had a pretty decent crowd that day. And then, of course, these last 5 or 6 days have been really good pool weather. Mm-hmm. You know, for other things, we don't want too much hot weather, but for pool weather, we want some warm weather. And our biggest attendance so far here was 1,100 people. One day. That was just on June 9th is when we had that. And so we've averaged about 655 patrons through the aquatic park. And then, of course, Wilson Pool, you kind of forget about Wilson Pool, but it's a nice neighborhood pool. And our biggest attendance day there was 75. Mm-hmm. And our average is about 42 right now for that. So.
And Roger, Wilson does really address a need for those people who don't want to come to the big park, but yet still want the opportunity to swim or to take the kids to swim.
You bet. And, you know, a lot of people use it. It's open 7 days a week, 1 to 5. And we have pool parties there after hours, like 5:30 to 7:30. And so we get quite a few rentals there, and then we do some swim lessons, some smaller things. I guess all our swim lessons are here now, though. We used to do some evening swim lessons there, but now we do pool rentals there. And
Jeff's taken some pictures of the aquatic park now. Any new items we'll see, or pretty much the standard fare?
Still standard. You know, after, gosh, about 14 years now of being open, you know, the stuff we pull, like the frog slide that you see in the zero depth, and the snake, and they put those inside during the winter and non-use times, and so they stay in pretty good shape, and we've repainted them a couple times, and so right now everything kind of originally is what we started with. So
I always like to ask you too about any problems or issues that you've had with the aquatic park this year, Roger.
There's been a few mechanical issues just to start of it, and Grant Lacey, who's our aquatics director, does a tremendous job of being the mechanical guy down here too, and of course with the Parks Department, asked for some help with them, but we've had a few pump issues going on, and they were able to fix those, and so to my knowledge, everything's ran pretty good since we've opened. So.
And you got to remember that for all of these areas where the water is moving, the lazy river and the slides and such, there are pumps that back that up and make it happen.
Exactly. We've got a filtration system, and you know, I don't know all the ins and outs. I should, but Grant does such a good job. I don't really worry about anything, and so he makes sure everything's looking beautiful, like the water's clear and the chemicals are just right, and so everything's been really great.
And that's the thing I'd like for you to emphasize, Roger, is your staff, because it really is the young people who are sitting as the lifeguards, but also the people behind the scenes that take care of the park before it actually opens to the
Exactly.
public.
You know, this morning here, you can see some maintenance guys walk around, and they're the ones getting the pools ready. You know, along with Grant's always down here with them and showing them what to do. And of course, it takes about 90 to 100 staff members to staff the aquatic park and Wilson Pool. And you know, we have about 50 lifeguards that we hire every year, or close to that. Mission workers. We run the concessions now too. That used to be contracted out, but so we have concession workers. And then, of course, when we have our activities like swim lessons, we have swim instructors. And so it takes a good cooperation with different people. And Grant does a good job of getting managers hired, and those managers do a good job of overseeing day-to-day operation.
Well, and I wonder over this season of the pool area and the aquatic park, just how many kids you've probably helped put through college because of that part-time summer work.
Exactly,
Roger.
and we get a lot of them coming back every year. I mean, some of our staff have been here, this is their 6th or 7th summer that they've come and worked for us or more, and it's nice just for that cohesiveness to have them back, especially the managers. I know he's had a couple managers this is in probably their 6th or 7th year of being here. They start maybe as a admission worker and then work their way up. So it is nice to get them to come back, and they enjoy working here, and it's a good atmosphere to be in.
How old is the aquatic park now?
I believe we opened in 2000, 2001, right around there is when it opened. Kind of get that confused with the rec center because we opened there in '99. I think it was shortly thereafter that the aquatic park opened. So
we need to talk about ball fields too, because this is an area that brings so much summertime and fall and wintertime entertainment now to the area, Roger. Mm-hmm. And those ball fields, how many are you responsible for?
Out at the Bixenman Sports Complex, there's 8 full-size baseball, softball fields, and then 8 full-size football, soccer fields. So those, and then of course the existing ball fields before those, we have about 19 with the school that we drag and prep for practices, and then we still use some of them for games as well.
And what are the staff duties for the ball field specifically, Roger?
Well, we have a complex director. His name is A.J. Preisner. He was our adult sports director prior to that, and he started about a year ago. His responsibility is to oversee the maintenance of it, tournament schedules, finding officials, and then we have a different crew that takes care of the city ball fields. The other ball fields they usually come in about 9 in the morning, and I kind of oversee those a little bit along with our youth sports director, Keith Smith. So
glad you mentioned tournaments, because there are some coming up. And this is really an area that not only gives entertainment and involvement for citizens of Ellis County, but also brings in an awful lot of people.
Exactly, and the economic impact, I mean, that was one of the things when we opened the complex up to the public, is that we want to bring folks from out of town and view the beautiful city, mm-hmm. And all it has to offer. We do have a tournament coming up. It's our bigger baseball tournament. It's a featured tournament, so they get 4 games out of it. It's June 20th and 21st, and we'll have teams from, probably back east, Lawrence and Kansas City. Mm-hmm. We don't draw a lot of teams from there just because there's so much to offer there, but we do occasionally get a few of those, and so that's coming up. I think we've got 24 right now. We had a softball tournament earlier. We had 23 teams, and then we've got 2 state tournaments coming up, July 10th, 11th, and 12th weekend. It's the second year for our 14 under Hap Dumont state tournament, and we play that at the complex as well as Hayes High and Larks Park too, because they need a larger field to play on, and we just have one that can accommodate there. And then also this year new is our 16 under C and 18 under C and 6 and under C state tournament for fast pitch softball. So that will be the same weekend, so that'll be a busy weekend. And of course, we have a few adult tournaments in July coming up. So.
Well, I think we'd be amazed if you took a head count of all the summertime activities and the numbers of people that were involved in those.
Exactly. And, with all the other programs, too, it's just amazing. Like when I started in '92, we were fairly small. Sports was kind of the big thing then. But now we've kind of balanced ourselves with leisure programs. And Gail Wickham, our youth program director, and then Haley Nixon, we added her, who's our adult program director, as well as our intellectual development disabilities program director. Mm-hmm. And so they've done a great job. And so it's more balanced now with our leisure programs. And of course, the Wellness Center, that opened in 2011, and it's been a great thing for the community.
I need to put in a plug for Haley, too, because she did an iPad workshop for some of us technologically challenged people, shall we say, and did a terrific job. We had 2 sessions with Haley.
She's been great to our staff, a great addition to our staff, and so we're glad she's there.
Any future plans for the Bixenman Sports Complex?
The only future plan would be to add a playground area. We have 2 quads, baseball and softball. The northeast quad has a really nice playground area when we opened up. It would be nice to have a playground feature like that for the southwest, especially since we play a lot of our youth games there. And so it draws a lot of families and younger kids, younger siblings that their brothers or sisters are playing. So it's really nice if we could add that down the road. So
concessions available for those who are here for 2 or 3 days, perhaps. Concessions available at the fields.
Yep, we have full concession stands both here at the aquatic park as well as We have 3 concession stands and maintenance buildings out at the complex, and so every night that we have games going on or every weekend, we're open for concessions.
What about sports complex responsibilities with all of those fields and all of the maintenance and all of the preparation that goes into these games and tournaments? What are some of the staff duties for the sports complex?
Sure,
Roger?
I'm glad you said that. We have an agreement with the city of Hayes, and it's just like with the other ballparks in town, is they take care of the mowing, the weed eating, the fertilizing, putting the chemicals down, any maintenance issues with irrigation system out there, which, by the way, I should mention it's watered with affluent water.
Yeah.
Since we're a water conscious community, and so it's filtered to the pond or transported to the pond at the golf course and then piped down to the complex. Basically, the maintenance guys, we take care of the skinned areas on the ball fields, dragging those, getting the lips cleaned out, also the chalking and striping of the soccer and football fields. So.
The building expansion plans, next item I wanted to visit with you about a little bit, Roger. At the complex itself on Canterbury, what's the future look like out there?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, Mike. Right now, we have a wellness center. It's 3,600 square feet. We opened it in 2011 to kind of meet the needs of our wellness and the community, and it's been very popular. So we're looking, and we've been talking about it probably for 3 years now, or 2 years maybe, of putting a standalone building to the north of us. We own the ground just directly to the north of us from our current location, and we're looking at adding a 12,000 square foot fitness center, and then also repurpose the existing fitness center for leisure programming. A lot of times, like Gail's using the conference room, she's got to set the tables up and tear them down because we've got other activities in there. So this will provide them with more space and to expand their programming to evening hours as well. And then also it will free up Gym 3 because our group fitness classes will move over to the new facility. And so that'll free up Gym 3 for more practices and games. But the new fitness center will look like it'll be an aerobics room, and then we'll have just a cardio area and a weight area, which will be separated. Now it's kind of right next to each other, so when somebody drops a weight, somebody's on the treadmill or something, kind of scares them because it's pretty close. So that'll allow us to spread that out and just allow us to offer more wellness activities and promote a healthier community.
In addition to the hundreds of programs you're already offering, there'll be more added
That's
to
right.
that. Is there a time frame on the new expansion?
Yeah, right now we're doing final design, and so then hopefully about July we'll have that finished and get the construction bids back, hopefully by the end of July, first part of August. And then there's a couple other hurdles to clear before that, which shouldn't be an issue. And then we'll look at financing it. And a lot of it, some of it will be paid out of our general fund budget, which is nice. And some of it we'll have to borrow money like we did with our current location. And so hopefully construction will start late fall, if not early spring of 2016, and hopefully have it done in 2016. So,
what got you into the recreation area?
Well, I went to school. I got my physical education and health degree, and I worked in Lawrence after that on my master's for sports administration. And I've always been around sports my whole life. I played all the sports in high school and just really enjoyed it. And I got to Lawrence, tried to work on my master's there, and this job came open as a sports director here at the Hayes Recreation Commission, so I applied for it, and somehow somebody thought I was needing a job or something. I got lucky, I guess, and got the job, and so, that's how it all started. But I've always liked being around sports and kids, and so that's kind of still where my heart is. I know Keith Smith and AJ and then Brandon Mask is our adult sports director, and they probably get tired of me looking over their shoulder all the time, but that's still kind of my passion because that's where I started at. So. Well,
and over our years of association with Roger Bixenman, we know for a fact that he is a hands-on guy, and by the looks of the aquatic park, the sports complex, the rec center itself, a terrific job this man is doing. Roger Bixenman, director of the Hayes Recreation Commission, from poolside at the Hayes Aquatic Park, our community connection.
Angels Care Home Health, serving Hayes and the surrounding areas, is a Medicare-certified home health agency providing quality skilled nursing and restorative therapy services to patients in their homes.
There's not any words to describe their kindness.
Angels Care is there to help 24 hours a day, and all services are covered 100% by Medicare for patients who are eligible. Angels Care Home Health. We serve patients.
They saved my life.